Okay. In the last class, we tried to understand about the hierarchy, I mean the collection framework. So today we are going to talk about the listed interface and what is list, how it works, and what are the implementation classes of uh, what are the implementation classes of that list interface. Let's talk about those today. Okay. So as I already told you that list is a interface is part of collection framework. Array list and linked list, stack and vector, and also we have queue. These are all the implementation classes. Today, let's talk about the array list and linked list, both two classes. Okay. Okay, let me go to that API document about that collection framework. So that let me understand what are the implementation classes we have. And which package of all collection related interfaces and classes will be there, guys? In which package?
What it
In
util
Java
package?
dot, yeah, Java dot util package. So simply say that generally in Java API, not only Java API, in our if you are implementing third-party libraries, I mean, if you are using third-party library, if you are implementing one, you will use generally a class in some under packages, right? So they already divided for each purpose. They have created a different packages, and they have created interfaces and the classes. Okay. So coming to the point here, if you go and see that linked list, you can see here array list. Where is array list? Here you can go. Okay. So this forget about this syntax for now, guys. It's about the generic concept. So when I talk about generic, then I will explain about this. Okay, this syntax. Okay, Angular bracket open, and then yeah, this syntax. Just assume that we have the class name. That's it. Okay. So this is okay. So if you want to know more detail, generally the all the behavior and all, so still you can go and read this. This completely give the a description about the array list. Okay, so you can understand not only about array list, guys. If you want to understand about any class, suppose you are using one class or someone using, and you are looking at the code and you want to understand, always we have the API document is available for the Java library classes, not for the third party. You cannot find any third party classes. The explanation, uh, purpose of that class, and all the details you cannot find it, because only the classes which are part of the Java API. So those things only you can read. Okay. Suppose let us say you got a new API from third party. If you want to get that, they will provide the document, then you can go and refer it. So but here, so you can refer this information, but any collection object is resizable. That's what they're saying here, resizable array implementation. But algorithm, I will explain you. But if you want this, I mean, more details, just you can refer it. Okay, the capacity and how it works, and how it rate, what are the implementation is done. So they have given a clear explanation. That's so up to you. You can spend time and read it. Okay, so that's the thing here. Okay. So if you go with we have constructors for a class. How many constructors we can have, guys? Generally, uh, we have a class. How many constructors we can create in the class when we are preparing the class?
One constructor, sir.
Only one.
Every class is a
So
constructor.
my question is, suppose you are writing a class. How many constructors you can write? You can write in that class. Only one is allowed, or many constructors you can write.
N number of constructors.
Yes. So you can write n number of constructors. At least one constructor is required. Okay. But you can write n number of. If you don't write one, then compiler will add the default constructor. So at least one is mandatory. You can add more than one also. Like you can n number of constructors. But the constructor might be parameter constructors, like different parameters. But in the same way, the array list also have the three constructors. Look at this. One is what we can say. This is default constructors, and this is one parameter which takes the collection object, and this which takes the initial capacity. Okay, so like this, the constructors they have created, but they created, then we can use only these three, any one of these constructors. Okay, based on your requirement. Okay, so let me go and talk about array list. So constructor. So when we will call this constructor generally? When we will call this constructor? Array list constructor. Sorry?
For creating an object.
Correct. While creating an object, so that we will use any constructor. That is the purpose of the constructor. The only thing is the constructors will help you to create an object. So that too by using a new keyword, right? So by using new keyword, you will use that to create any class object. Okay. So now let me go here. Okay. So here what I took is I'm creating object for array list, guys. Array list al equal to new array list. Okay. So now I created object for array list, but which constructor I used it, guys? Which constructor I use? Default constructor.
Default constructor.
Even you can use other
Parameter constructor.
Parameter constructor. This is one of the, but this parameter constructor will take collection object. This parameter object, it will take integer value. Okay, but that's up to you. I will come to that. These things also. That's up to you guys. Okay, but at this moment I use that array list is the default constructor now. So here try to understand one thing here. The moment when you create an object for array list, what will happen, so internally it will create one array. So that array, let's say this is the array. Okay, so you guys know that what is array, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So generally array means, so it's which is the architecture which you can accommodate the elements with the fixed size. Like array means you have to create with some size. Am I right? Without mentioning the size, you cannot create the object. I mean, you cannot make it the array object, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It can be anything: integer array, Boolean array, or string array. So string array means group of string values you can store. Boolean means group of Boolean values. Like this, you can store a group of values. That means if you want to make it, so let's say here what they will do is they will create object array. What is that, guys? Let's say this is the object array equal to new object array. So Guys, what is object? You guys know that, right? It's a class. It's a super class for
All classes.
all the classes. Okay. So, but when you declare array, I mean, when you create an object array, so you have to specify size. Let's say at this moment, I am specifying the size is the 10. Okay. So when the size, what is the size of the array object? So what kind of data we can store into this array or variable, guys?
Object type.
Only string values, only integer values, only long values. What kind of values we can store in here?
Integer, sir.
Only integer. What type of data? What type of variable it is? Object array. The variable is object array. What
Object type.
Okay. You guys tell me now. Yeah. Now tell me. So this size is 20. Okay. Now tell me. So I is the one array variable. Object array is the one array variable. So by using this array, what kind of data we can store? I mean, we can accommodate there by using this
Integer,
array.
sir.
Integer. But about this,
Object, sir.
Allows all type of data, sir.
yes, any kind of object means any kind of data. So you can store integer, string, or anything. No, because any type, that means any class. That means any class is the super class of the object, right? What is the super class of object? Sorry, for what is the super class of any class?
Object, sir.
Object. So that is the reason you can store, because superclass reference variables can hold any subclass objects, right? So any object, if you take, that will become as a subclass of object by default. So that is the reason you can store anything. Okay. Okay. We don't know, right? Array list is not for only store the some specific type of data. The collection is not to store specific type of data. In arrays, you when you declare, it is specific, but when you talk about when you come to the collection framework, so that is not for the specific type of data. You can store any kind of data handling. Okay. Now the moment when I create an object for array list, the moment when I create an object for array list, so what will happen is, internally, it first step is, it will create one array object internally. So in array object with some default size, let's assume the size is, by default size is that took, what is the size? Let's assume that is 10. So now tell me, guys, how much size it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, you have to take. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now you guys understood, right? So first it will create dynamically object array. Now what you are going to do is, now so you will use AL. AL is the variable, right? What kind of variable it is? What type of variable it is? Array list variable. I am using a add method. So which is a part of array list. I'm using add method. So into this add method, I'm trying to add the element. Let's say, let me add okay, let me add 1. Okay, so some string value. So when I add this, what will happen? Where this value will store, guys? this one value. One is the string type of value. You can store any kind of value, but you can store any kind of value, but what kind of I mean that value where it will going to store, guys. The moment this is the first time adding. Is it first time or second time? Is the first time adding to this
First
array.
time add.
Now you guys tell me where this value is stored. This is the block which is already memory created array, dynamic arrays are created. Where we are going to store this? Where it will store? It is going to store here. When you call that add method, so it will store here. Like this guys. If we add al dot add of to, you can do anything, guys. For your understanding, just I'm adding some strings, dynamic strings, 1 or 2, something like that. It's not about okay. So 3. Okay. So like this, if I add al dot add of 10. So like this, I called the method 10 times. I mean, add method I added. Okay, like 2, 3, like this, and finally value stored here 10. Okay. Now, how many values I added till now to this array list? I'm just trying to explain the architecture, guys. How many values till now we added? 10 values.
10 values.
Now the thing is, till now it's fine. What by default it is created with the size is 10, and all 10 blocks are there. For each block, each value is assigned. That is okay. Now let's talk about the 11th element. So that means once it is exceeded the size, okay, 11th I'm adding here. So now, till now there is no issue, because we have specific we have the sufficient blocks are there, memory is there, then it is stored. Now let's talk about this 11th element. The moment when it is adding the 11th element, what it has to do, guys? There is no space, right? Is there spaces available
Sir.
in
No,
that
sir.
object array? No. So, once the object, I mean any array object, once it is got filled, then what it will do? If you try to add generally in array, let's say you have an array, integer array, you added the size of the array is 10, you added 10 elements, you are trying to add 11th element, what is the issue you will get in the array?
Exception, sir.
Yes,
At an
array
exception.
index out of bound.
Out of
You will
bound
get an
exception.
exception out of bound, array index out of bound of exception. So that means it will say that above there is no space here, so you cannot add it. So that is the thing you will add. But if you are trying to add like this also, it has to get the same error, right? It has to get the same error. But in the collection framework in array list, so what it will do is, so they first they created this one, right? So now you guys tell me what can be done. Array list will do something without getting that error. What it will do? Okay. Can you guess? Let's say, guys, you have one box. Okay. So in that box, you want to keep, let's say you have uh, uh, many cell phone with you in your shop. Let's say you have one cell phone shop. You are arranging all the phones in your box. Okay. So that box limit is only 100. Okay. So you kept that. Okay. But your target is you have to keep all phones in one box only. So you kept 100 phones. It got filled. Okay. but tomorrow you got another 10 cell phones, but you have to keep all the phones. Your requirement is you have to keep all the phones in one box only. Then, but there is no space in the box which you already kept 100 phones. Then your target is to keep all phones in one box only. Then what you will do, guys?
Sir, we bought one big one, sir.
Yeah, you will take or buy more than that. I mean, more. What is the bigger than? I mean, bigger than the existing one. Am I right? Bigger than the existing one, and then you will keep all the things in that box. Then your requirement got filled. So that's what you will do, right? Based on your requirement, that's what you will do. That. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Correct, guys? Okay. So now you guys tell me what array list will do. The size is already filled. What array list will do? First, it will do the first step. It will do dynamic array. One array will creation. The moment when we are keep on adding the elements, all will be allocated. So once it is I mean exceeded the limit, when you are trying to add 11th element, what it will do? Same example which we talk. What it will do?
Sir, array list is dynamically increasing the memory size, sir.
Yes, dynamically. So then that means, I mean, so that we already dynamically increase means how internally works. But see, generally what we will do, array list will create dynamically it will increase, dynamically decrease. That's what you know that. But internally, what algorithm it does, how it will dynamically increase, how it will dynamically decrease. That's what we are going to understand. But high level, you might understand automatically it will do. What is meaning of automatically? Automatically means the moment you are saying that automatically it will do means that automatic means you don't know. You don't know what it will do. That is why you say automatically. So we are trying to
Yes, sir.
understand what it does automatically. Automatically it will dynamically increase and decrease. That's fine. Let's say you started your bike. How it will started by using self? You just press the button automatically.
Started the
What
bike.
will happen? What is meaning of
Start.
automatically there? You don't know how it works. That is why you are using word called. Do you know how the process will happen? The moment when you press the button, so it will do a lot of things internally in the bike and it will start. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But you are using word called automatically it will start. What is meaning of automatically?
Yes.
You don't know,
Yes.
because really you
We
don't know.
don't
That
know,
is the
sir.
reason you are using the word called automatically.
Word called automatic. Okay.
Yeah. So what is meaning of automatically? We don't know. Am I right? So here,
Yes.
so high level, if you think array list, I mean any collection object, not only array list, as part of collection, dynamically increase, dynamically decrease. It's not like a magic. Some algorithm should be happen. So what we are trying to, how dynamically increase, how dynamically decrease, that's what we are trying to understand. Okay, guys. Now
Sir.
tell me. So here, by default, first what it will do? It will create the one array, one with some size. Whenever it is creating array, so that array should be with some size. Without declaration size, it cannot be. Okay. So then we filled it. The moment when we are adding the 11th element, so what array list will do is internally. I'm talking about all internal detail of array list, guys. Usage wise, is it easy for you? Just creating and adding automatically. So automatically it will do, automatically it will do. So that, but what internally automatically do, we are trying to understand. Okay. Now, so what it will do is once it is executed, when the moment when it add it will take the current size. What is the current size, guys? Let's say 10. 10.
Sir.
So what it will do is it will create a bigger array, this array, dynamic array, bigger array. So that bigger array means more than this. It has 10, right? It will create, let's assume, it will create more than the 10. Like, it will create 15. So what it does internally, it will create
Bigger
one
array.
bigger than. So don't calculate the exact size of the box, guys. Just for our understanding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's it. Okay. Now we got the 15. Just for, so what generally it will do, what is the existing size? It will create one more new array with more than the existing size. So that is when it does like this, the moment when you are trying to add element, if that limit is already crossed, for that case only it will do this step. But when you are adding the first element, it don't do that. 2 element, 3 element, it won't do, because that scenario is not a problem, because we have already space. So that array, array list will keep all the elements in there. The only the problem we got is the moment when we are adding the element, once it is exceeded the size of the array, then only we are facing that moment only. What it does, guys? What it does? It create the new array. Now, what it will do is, once it is created the new array with the more size from the existing array. So once it created, it will copy all those things here. From existing, it will copy all those things. Same thing you do in the cell phone arrangement also, right? When I explain, you will take all the phones into the new box and you will keep there. Are you following me? So it will
Yes,
keep
sir.
all the elements. Now, once it kept all the elements, what it does, this array list will take it out. It will delete. So then the old one is gone after copying, guys. After copying all the elements, it will gone. So then the 11th element will be added. The 11th element will be added here. So now, like this, it will keep on adding. So 11th element, while adding 11th element, we faced this issue and exceeded issue. Then it created and what about the 12th element, guys? Let's say al dot add of 12. I'm adding 12. Now you guys tell me. So what will happen?
Restore, sir.
Uh-huh.
It will also store, sir, because storing
Just
state.
it will store, because we have already session storage, right? It will store. And 13, it will store.
13. Yes.
And 14,
14 also
it stored.
will store.
And now, while the moment when you are adding adding 15. So now again the problem, right? It exceeded. What it does, guys? It creates one
Array
more array.
index.
One more
One
array
more
more
array.
than the
Again,
existing one, but with 20. Let's assume 20, and copy all those elements. And again, so this will happen. This is nothing but a dynamic array, guys. This is called dynamic array. The algorithm, what they are doing, dynamically they are changing, right? So that is what that dynamic array. This is how automatically will happen. Automatically increase automatically. The moment when you are removing the elements also, automatically it will resize. Like taking the less size with the array. Like this, it will keep on removing. While adding also, it will add that element. 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry. I hope you understand while adding objects or elements to array list, so how it behaves. That means the performance, the time taken for adding elements will not take the same time for all the elements. It is vary the moment when it exceeded the size of the array, current array in the internally. Are you getting me? So till now, how many elements I added? Let's say 15. So how much time it will take? Let's assume to add the first element. How much time it takes? 1 second. Generally, it will not take 1 seconds. It will take milliseconds and all. For our understanding, just I'm taking 1 second. Okay. Okay. The moment when you are adding a two element, how much time it will take? Let's assume 1 second. Okay. Like this. So like this for 10 elements in our example, which I took an example. So 10 elements, how much time it will take, guys? How much time? Total, how much time it will take to add 10 elements? Let's assume 10th element also 1 second. Okay. Now, till now, how much time it takes for 10 elements? 10 seconds of time. For each element, how much time it takes? 1 second. The
1
moment
second.
when you adding the 11th element in our example, 11th element, so what it does generally in these all the 10 cases, generally take the element and keep in the array. But the moment it comes to the here, that means it is already exceeded. In this case, it will take some time, right? While adding 11th element, will it take same time, 1 second only?
Yes, sir.
Will take only 1 second or more than that for
No, sir,
a
more
11th
than that.
element?
Because
Why?
creating
The
More
the
than
reason
that,
is
sir.
it has to do some other thing, not only keeping, because it already exceeded, right? So while adding 11th element, it will check that size is there or not. If it is not there, then it will do the new array creation and copying all the old array to new array and deleting the old array and then adding. These are all the steps has to be done while adding the 11th element. Why 11th element? Because the in our example we took only the size of the first thing is 10. So that is the reason the 11th element while you are adding. So because it has to create a new array and copying all those things, might be it will take let's say 3 seconds of time. 3 seconds of time. Like this, again, if you are adding a 12th element, again it will take 1 second only. So that means you don't know, you cannot give guarantee how the time taking for adding elements for all the elements will the same time, because for till 10 it took same time, but for the 11th element it took 3 seconds of time. That means more than uh, two more seconds from normal time. So now you guys tell me. So keep. So I am. There is a requirement is there. You are dynamically keep on adding the elements. Okay. So generally, the moment when you are adding, keep on adding the elements. Again, the array whenever it is exceeded the size of that existing one, it has to create and copy. So can you say performance wise? While adding the elements, sorry guys, performance wise, while adding the element, will it good in array list? Will it good, guys? Guys, what you understand in this algorithm? So if you want to add array elements, you can add it. That's fine. What you understand? What is the problem in this algorithm?
Sir, every time we create new arrays. Sir.
Yes, every time we create new array and copying old, this is the this is a time taking process. Am I right? Memory wise, no issues. Memory wise, what it doing? It is deleting the new old one and creating the new one based on the requirement. It is adjusting. But performance wise, the work done performance wise. So in this, while adding the exceed elements, while exceeding the limit, so then it is 10. So if it is the only uh, if it is not the frequently adding, if it is the only one time, that's fine. If you are keep on adding the elements, it takes generally some time. But while getting in the sense means, this is called, storing the values. So that's what we discussed. While retrieving case, you don't face any issues because you can directly get from the index. You can get directly because for each and every have the index. What is that? 0, 1, 2, 3, like this, and also each and every block will have some address. So that means when you are getting the element means, let me take an example, guys, so that it will be clear for you. So far you understood?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubts, guys, so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So um, so like this, we are adding elements. So to get the elements, L1 dot get off. So it is asking index. Look at this, because it is using dynamically array concept, right? That is what the index. You can use directly 0 element. 0 means what? 0 index element. If you mention one position element, okay, let me take it out, guys. One second, I'm just deleting all those things. Run as. So we got the 47. So because the index size of the point is 0, 1, because this is the 1 index value, this is the 0 index value. So while getting, so there is no performance issue, guys, because directly we are specifying the size we are getting while getting. Because if you want to get how much time it will take for the 0 index value, the same time will take for the 14 index value also, because because it is directly picking, the address, and directly picking, it is not doing any other thing. So while retrieving, so you can get the value based on index. Or if you want to iterate means, if you want to display all elements, you can use for loop. Guys, do you know what is for loop? What is the syntax? Index I equal to 0,
Initialization,
I less
Initialization,
than,
condition, and
condition,
yes, yes, yes,
increment.
the size
increment
I
and
plus
decrement.
plus. Yeah. So anything. So these are the 3 blocks, sir. Right now I am trying to, because it's a list size. Size is the predefined methods of an array list. So that just I am using this method to get the size. I want to get all the elements 0 to less than size. Let's say 15, 0 to 14 only, because index starts with 0, right? 14 only. Now let me display all the elements. Let me display elements. So L1 dot get of I. I means index, it will do. Now when I execute this, it will display, sorry, while executing this, it will display 45 and 47. Like this, it will display all the elements. Right? Not only for loop, guys. You can use for each loop also. I already told you, right, about the for each loop. How to use for each loop. Yes, did I explain or not? For each.
No, sir.
For each loop, I have not explained. Okay, fine.
Explain, sir.
Explain.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So generally, for loop means you will use this initialization, and generally you'll do for the list of elements you want to display and all, right? So for each loop will reduce this in you no need to mention the initialization, condition checking, and increment decrement without doing all those things. They enhanced and they gave the for each loop. The syntax is for only like this only, but only the syntax is the list. I mean, what is the array or list, whatever, which element you want to iterate, that element you have to keep here, and that element you will individually what kind of data, because right now you don't know what kind of data, right? So that is the reason I'm taking object o. Object o means the reference automatically, this reference will take any value. That is the reason of, so that means that reference variable, that type you have to declare. This is the syntax. Tomorrow you want to iterate any other array, then you mention that array here, and each array, I mean, in that array, each element, what kind of data it is, that element type has to be declared and do it. So now, so simply look at this. The both will work the same way, but here the syntax wise, zero, guys. Whoa. Syntax wise, it's very easy, and it will take care of all those things. Look at this, we got the 45, 47. So we use the for loop and for each loop, both are the output. The purpose is same. The way you use is different. That's it. Here you no need to think about the condition, greater than, less than, and increment, nothing. Just it will take care of all the things. So only thing is you have to mention the what type of value in that list and array, and declare the variable of, after that colon. After that colon, you have to mention the variable of the array list or array or whatever the size you want to iterate. So that so automatically, if it is empty, it will take care of that. If it is, let's say, it's empty, so it won't give any problem here, because automatically as it empty, it won't execute, guys. It won't execute it. So that is how it that is how it works. Okay. uh, Now, so you understand that how to iterate and how to get all. So you guys tell me one thing here. uh, so there are two activities we are doing. One is adding elements, and the second activity is getting the retrieving the elements from that. So that is the thing, right? This array, list, or collection, everything. So keeping all the elements whenever it is required, getting the elements. Now you guys tell me. So you guys understand automatically how we add, automatically how we retrieve. You guys understood?
Yes,
Internal
sir.
detail, you guys understood, right? Adding elements, what will
Sir.
happen? Retrieving elements,
Yes,
what will
sir.
happen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So while adding will take more time, while retrieving will take more time in the release.
Adding, sir.
Yeah. So let us assume if it is a one-time adding and keep on getting the data, retrieving, in that case, array list is the best to use. If it is a requirement is keep on adding, dynamically, programmatically, keep on adding into elements into the collection, and retrieving is not that much time, I mean, requirement. So then you can go and use it a linked list. We'll talk about linked list later. So but here you understand what is the disadvantage of the array list, right? But memory size wise, no problem. But disadvantage is here, when it is exceeded the limit of the existing dynamic array, So that moment, the array list has to create the new dynamic array. Okay, the new array, and copying all the values from the old array and keeping all the steps has to be taken. I mean, it will take some time by the JVM. It works like that. So there it is the problem. If it is keep on adding, if it is one time or two time, it's fine. If it's keep on adding the elements into the list from dynamically, so generally it will give the performance issue. So you can still you can use it. It will work for you, but it's not better to use if it is a frequently adding the elements into the array list. I'm not saying it won't work for if you are adding. It works. You know that how it works, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how internally it works, guys. But by looking at this, simply you are adding elements L1 dot add of something one something like this. On like this, simply adding, automatically it will add, automatically it will do. So what is meaning of automatically here? It does some activity internally that we don't know. That is the reason we are using a word called automatically. Am I right? So whenever you don't know something, what you will say automatically it will do. Am I right? Is it correct
Yes.
or wrong? Yes. Like this. So usage wise, do you feel any difficulty adding elements, getting elements, retrieving? Do you feel any difficulty here?
No, sir.
Yeah. So only thing is, while using, you have to identify a specific requirement method based on your requirement, the method. So even you have the document also. Even if you forget something, you can go the document and look at the add method. I mean, not only add method, any method, and read the information. What is the purpose of that method, and all you can understand. Okay, we have contains method, we have ensure capacity method, we have get method, index of method, is empty method. You guys, you can play with the methods and add the elements, use this method, how the method is working. And I cannot go and explain each and every method and all the classes, because if I try to explain each and every method and all, we cannot complete this Java by 2020. We can complete this 2030 or something like this, because it will take more than, by the time we will get more classes. Like it's a continuous process. But if you think about one class method and all, try to understand by own reading and all based on your requirement. Even you cannot go and read every class, every method, and everything. You cannot do it. It's all depends, because you have to understand, okay, what are the methods are available, what are the packages are available, and based on your requirement, how to search for that and how to use that. But usage wise, like any class or interface, that syntax and rules and regulations of that, we already spent some enough time to understand all those things, right? So the creating object, calling a method, creating object, calling a method. But we discussed about data types, operators, control statements, and what will happen when create object, what will happen when you call a method. So same rules here applies for any method, guys. It won't change for other methods. It applies for all the methods. It applies for all the methods. Okay. So same, the compiler will check the type of the reference variable and look for the method in add method, whatever the method you are calling. If it is available, then it compiles, otherwise it won't compile. So like this, when it's running dynamically, JVM will look for the what kind of object is holding, and then it look for the method. If it is not available, go to the superclass. Like this, the same rule for here also. You guys know all the fundamental things, but only thing is, once you are, perfectly those things, but using this classes and all, it's a very easy task, guys. But only thing is, what is the purpose of that class, you have to understand. Without knowing the purpose, you may not use that, because you have to know, if you know the purpose, or based on requirement you look for the class, or you know already when you get a requirement you will use that. That's the way. Suppose you got a new requirement, you don't know which class is going to help you, then you go and search in the Google URL, Google as a document, API document, then it will give some information, and based on that you can pick that class and use that class for your requirement. That is how you have to do that, guys. Okay. So as we are working with the Java API have a list of APIs and all the thing. And when coming to the linker list, guys, I hope you understand the array list, the internal detail. Guys, did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the time? Okay. Let me talk about our linker list here. Linker list LL. I'm just giving my own name equal to linker list, guys. So the same. This linker list is also a implementation class of which interface, guys? Linker list is also a implementation class of which interface?
List interface, sir.
List, sir.
List interface.
So list interface. So we are talking another class which is the implementation class of list interface, right? So now, so how it works here also same, guys, nothing different. Al dot add of value, same, and getting also same. The code wise nothing will change here, but only here is array list and linker list there, and uses wise, but internally how it works is the matter. Okay. So when you add a element, what will happen when you create the linker list, and when we are trying to adding the element, what will happen? What it does is, you guys, if you guys remember the data structures in the CC, and if you already attended, so you can understand easily. So that is node based, guys. Yeah, let me take. Okay, anyway, I will talk this tomorrow. It will take some time. So node based, how the elements will add dynamically, and what are the details will be stored in that particular node. Here it is not array concept, not array architecture. It's a node based, and for each and every value, it will be taken one node, and for node to node there will be a link. So that is the reason they used a link list. Okay. So how the link will happen, and how whenever you are adding the element, how much time it will take for each object, and if you are frequently adding, how it will take, and when you are getting the elements, how it works. These are all the things we will try to understand linker list. These are the main important classes, guys, which you use frequently in our projects and all. That's the reason I'm spending enough time on these two things. Okay, let's discuss about a linker list tomorrow. And once we complete the linker list, might be I will talk about a stack and vector. So then we are good with the list interface implementation classes. Then we will go for the set interface. So any doubt, guys, so far?
No, sir.
No, sir.